Folks, did you know there's only a one-letter difference between the words quack and crack? Furthermore, we learned two very important things about the Fatui's grand plan for the future Project Stuzha. First, it's set to kick off very soon following the events of the most recent Archon quest. And second, if you're flexible enough, at the end of the Archon quest, Columbina revealed something interesting regarding Project Stuzha that may pertain to Capitano, El Capitano, the rank 1 of the Fatui Harbingers.
But I wasn't particularly interested, so I tended to keep my distance. Now that I think about it, the term Mistilteinn often seemed to come up in connection with Project Stuzha.
Now, before we discuss the implications of this Mistilteinn and how it's related to the captain, let me ask you guys a question. Do you like money? Of course you do. Great. Let me save you some money thanks to today's sponsor, Top Up Live. Without a doubt, the #1 third-party top-up site, Top Up Live offers you massively discounted prices for in-game currency for a wide array of titles. I mean, just look at this exhaustive list, but most importantly, Genshin Impact. With deals ranging from 19% off all the way to 28% off, all you have to do is select your pack, enter your user ID, and server, pay now, and boom, within honestly a couple seconds, the primos hit your accounts. No login is needed. Furthermore, for an extra 12% discount, use my code DAW, which you can find in the description and pinned comment section. And of course the bio. Because some might not be aware, but we got some new information regarding the project from these two Fatui niggas posted up in I shouldn't speak like that. I shouldn't speak so carelessly. Yeah. You guys know why? Anytime the channel, does exceptionally well, there's always one indicator. It's not people subscribing, it's not the view count. It's people in the comment section who are asking me if I'm black. Are you black? Some might be shocked to hear this, but yes, I am. Some of you motherfuckers are making it sound like I'm a goddamn puppy. Yes, I grew up around the whites. I went to school around the whites. I went to college around the whites. But I am still a dangerous motherfucker. Now, that's not to say, that's all there is to being black is being dangerous, but I got a reputation to uphold, goddammit. If I was Tupac behind the mic, no one would question if he was black. I'm doing it, and suddenly there's questions that need to be asked. Motherfuckers, if y'all niggas don't let me just make my goddamn Genshin Impact videos in peace. Now, in truth, we know very little other than it seems like it involves damn near every Harbinger that's left. Fucking group effort, apparently. House of the Hearth, Arlecchino, Child, Rooster, Regrator, even Piero. Wait, isn't that all of them? Yeah, that's a lot of them. Okay. So yeah, it involves all the Harbingers. The first time we heard about this project, Arlecchino and Child were discussing it.
And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuzha?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrator's involved too.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well.
The second time we heard about it, Lenny was sharing his personal perspective on things, but did more broadly inform us it has to do with the Fatui's strategic future.
What's this Project Stuzha all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrator have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuzha. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us.
And the final voiced mention of Project Stuzha is Arlecchino affirming to Lenny the house will go unharmed.
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuzha at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs, that's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuzha, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
yeah, so not a lot of information here. You know, doing extra research yields the word Stuzha is Russian for extreme cold. Now, the two Fatui soldiers in Mondstadt reveal the project is being led by the Rooster and Piero, who it seems, with the Fatui's dwindling numbers, has been called up from the bench, and aside from the plan starting very soon, it seems like it'll start or happen in Snezhnogrod. Quote, "Hey, have you heard? Something serious has happened with the higher-ups. Ah, you mean what happened with the Doctor and Marionette, right? For this to happen just as the plan was about to kick off. Look at you, worrying over nothing again, aren't you? The Jester and the Rooster are leading the charge on that front. There's no way it could fail. No matter what happens in Nod-krai, it won't affect Her Majesty the Tsaritsa's great endeavor. We need only carry out our duties and wait to sing the praises of her far-sighted wisdom. You'll see. I hope things really do go smoothly over in Snezhnogrod." Now, Columbina's reveal of the word Mistilteinn being brought up is the most interesting of all, but to understand how it relates to our dear captain, folks, we must become one with the Vikings. In Norse mythology, the word Mistilteinn originates from the saga of Hromund Gripsson. In the story, Mistilteinn is a sword wielded by the story's hero, Hromundur Gripsson. However, the sword originally belonged to the old king Thrain, who by this point in the story was dead, but that doesn't mean he was down and out. Thrain at this point had become a Draugr. Bro, look at that! The second channel came in clutch when I had to research Draugrs for the History of the Monsters video. In 1300, the world saw rise to the Draugr, fear of the dead's return. Anyway, Draugrs, for those unfamiliar, are essentially zombies. People who are dead but living, and that's not all. They usually guard something, a treasure, an entrance, something. Folks, is there someone in Teyvat who's dead but living, positioned like they're guarding something, and whose name is Thrain? Folks, that's the captain. Now, while Thrain isn't exactly his birth name, it is his hood name.
That must mean the captain was famous in that land.
Yes, but unless he brings up his past, few are likely to make the connection between a Fatui harbinger and Thrain, one of Natlan's legendary heroes.
So what does this all mean? Is there a chance old Capitano comes back via this Mistilteinn? Well, first, let's ask the obvious question. Is Capitano's sword Mistilteinn? No, at least not from what I could find. Apparently, its name is Antumbra. Not really sure how we know that, but fuck it. The word has something to do with eclipses, which I guess Eclipse Dynasty is because that's who he serves. Funny. So that's a bust, but can the captain himself come back? This is really what we're all wondering. Folks, the captain's situation is rather complicated.
The curse of immortality still exists. Does that mean the captain will never move from this place?
Lord of the Night, is the captain still with us?
There is no need to pursue traces of him. For those cursed with immortality, release from the mortal coil is the greatest form of peace.
Yeah, it's a bizarrely way of stating someone's dead, but at the same time, we know he's not dead because the curse of immortality is still active. Look, I'm fairly certain he's merged with the Lord of the Nights using the curse of immortality to let her run the Night Kingdom forever. What it means to be merged with an angel in this context, fuck knows. This seems like a pretty one-sided merging, I'll be honest, where following the act of, mergership, the Lord of the Night refers to the captain as a separate entity and says he's gone. I mean, I guess Rhindaughter and Iberius refer to each other as separate entities, but at least you can pick which one you want to talk to because they're merged and they're both in there. Now, if the cutscene is anything to go by,
this time, let's go together. Yes. Let's go together.
Then he's in the ley lines now, since that's what he wanted from the Lord of the Night, right? It was Conrad's souls he carried with him into the ley lines. If that's the case, I guess there's hope he comes back. I mean, look, his constellation, after all, is 3 crosses, a seeming reference to the crucifixion of Jesus, who, as we all know, came back to life 3 days later. Doesn't really seem like a coincidence they would do this, then. Folks, I'm certain the captain will come. I'm not certain the captain will come via Project Stuzha, and that Mistilteinn is probably a coincidence. Think about it. Project Stuzha has been in the works since well before the captain died, so the chances it'll have anything to do with his revive seem slim at best, given he wasn't dead by the time the project was being formulated. Stuzha is about the Fatui's future and being led by Piero and the Rooster, and man, given the spot they're in, where you know the numbers reports are looking rough. All right, let's just be honest. I just don't see this plan having anything to do with the captain, but I still do think the captain's coming back to life at one point. He has to, man. Okay, well, bye.